Good evening, April Mack here, coming to you live on Sunday evening here in Canberra. Pretty cold Canberra. Actually, I could be honest with you guys, I'm feeling a little bit tonight, but I thought I'd still come on live. I haven't let it put me off. So if you're watching on a replay, hashtag replay. If you're watching live, say hello so I know who's here. Leave a comment or leave a heart or something like that so I know who's on. And I wanted to come on tonight and talk about money and giving away stuff for free and charging what you're worth. And the reason I wanted to do that is because it's been coming up a lot, both for my clients and for me. And so it's a thing and I needed to jump on here and talk about it. I've just got to take a deep breath because I'm feeling tired. I've got no makeup on and I wasn't going to come on live, and I thought, but then I thought, no, it's got to be done. I really want to come on here and talk to people. And so just a little, side note before I get into the topic. If you're someone who's wanting to do lives, but you put them off because you're feeling tired or you think, well, I'm not dressed for it or whatever, then I'm going to encourage you to do what I'm doing and just fucking well do it anyway. Because I know once I'm on here, I'll be fine. And I know that you'll forgive me for not looking my best because it doesn't matter. And hopefully the content's good enough to just, not worry about that shit. That's, my shit to deal with. So what I wanted to talk about was what happens when we give our stuff away for free or we don't charge what we're worth. Because what I've noticed for myself and for other people that I'm working with is it actually has a detrimental effect, not only for them and, their earnings, but also for the recipient. So the person who, if we give our stuff away for free, what happens is there's an imbalance of energy that isn't fulfilled on both sides. And so the exchange, we need there to be a balance in the exchange. And when the balance is out, then the person who received it for free or less than what it's worth, they're actually not going to get the value that they would have got had they paid what it was worth. So we might think, oh, well, I'm going to give it away for free because I just, I don't feel good about charging yet. I'm just not ready to charge for my services, or we give it away at way lower than what it's worth because we don't feel confident. And what happens is the people who get those products, they're not going to get the value, and they are actually probably going to self-sabotage because it's all out of balance. And I've found this happening time and time again, both for myself and for the people I work with. So just to give you an example, when I started out my business, I wasn't confident in what I had to offer. And so I might run a course and I'd charge a really small amount for it. And then, I'd think, well, I'm not going to fill it. So I'd give away a whole heap of spots for free. And the people who I gave the free spots to often never showed up. They never even turned up, even though they would have gotten great value from it and that they actually wanted it. They didn't show up because they were self-sabotaging, because they hadn't paid for it and therefore they didn't feel it was fair. So even if they didn't consciously know that, that is what will tend to happen. And then there's other things can happen, such as people who receive it just don't value it, so they don't show up for that, and that, again, there's that discord between there's no balance happening. And then you're then thinking, oh, look, I've given it away for free and people don't even want it. And then you're going to, get down on yourself for that. So it's like a cycle. So when we do it, it's not good for us and it's not good for the other. And I know how tempting it can be to do it, especially when you're starting out, because your confidence is, you haven't proven yourself yet, and asking for money can be really tough. So it's all about learning the process of doing that. And it's also about building confidence in yourself, working through your blocks. We've all got little stories in our heads that we have to work through when we run our own businesses. It's very different to being an employee. And so we've got to work on ourselves constantly to be able to charge what we're worth. And I am actually running a free masterclass on the topic of being able to sell on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. So if you're free, then come to the live, because then you can ask questions as we go, because this is all tied into this topic. But I had to come on and talk about it tonight live now, because it just keeps coming up over and over, and I thought, right, that needs to be said, it needs to be out there, someone's going to find it valuable, so jump on. So I'm just going to see if there's any comments here, see who's watching. There's a few people watching there. Hi, beautiful people. And some of you probably do get it. I see Karen. Karen, did you say? Yeah, Karen, she gets it. Hey, beautiful. Nice to see you. So I'd love anyone who is watching, have you had the experience where you've given away something for free and the other person didn't get any value from it? Or have you been the recipient of receiving something for free and you've had a bad feeling about it and didn't want to use the thing, or so like I'm thinking of even when I've been given free trial products, quite often they'll just sit in my drawer. I just don't use them. And it's not because I don't value them, there hasn't been the appropriate exchange. And so that's not to say that we can't give freebies at times, so I really just want to open this conversation up just so that, but it's not to say, well, you can't give a bonus to somebody and, because there's, if they're buying something else, you can potentially attach a bonus to reward them. So I'm not saying you can't do rewards or discounts and things like that, but really just bringing into your awareness this notion of like giving things away too cheaply on a regular basis, or just giving your stuff away for free. Like one of my clients that I work with, she's doing all this stuff for free that is highly valuable, and she could be earning money from it. And I said, why are you doing it for free? And she's like, oh, just don't feel right about asking people to pay. And those people would probably absolutely love to pay her for it, because then they could ask for more. Then they could say, oh, can you do it like this? If they're just receiving something for free, they're not going to even be able to ask for what they really want. So, just wanted to bring this into the light, bring it into your awareness. You can ask yourself where you're doing this. And it can even be like, little things you do, and you're always doing something for people. Because the other thing that just came to mind is that when we do this over and over, quite often what happens within ourselves is we start to build some resentment about the fact that we're just giving of ourselves, giving it away and not receiving anything in return. Because again, it's about this exchange. There needs to be balance. So there's people in the world, and I'm not going to name any names. I've got people in my family where, one is a real giver, but she's not happy about it, and she's always giving, and she's probably quite resentful for it deep down. So it's actually she's doing a disservice to herself and her body, as well as the person who's receiving the giving, but not receiving it it's not nice giving. It's kind of like, oh, I've got to do this out of my duty. Then that recipient of that is not experiencing a really beautiful gift. So this is, what I wanted to talk about. I'm just going to have a quick look at any comments here, because Tegan said, I raised my prices on my services because it didn't fit right or light me up as much anymore. I raised them and it felt so good, and more business came. Oh, I love it. Thank you for sharing that, Tegan. I have done the same thing recently, and I wanted to share on that. So I'm so glad you raised that. What's happened for me now that I'm charging more in alignment with what I'm truly worth, which is what you would be doing too, Tegan, the clients I'm working with, A, they're better clients, they're beautiful, beautiful people who I really want to work with, and B, the results they're getting is also going through the roof. It's going through the roof because they're so invested. If they're going to part with, decent money, like it's not cheap to work with me. then they're going to invest, they're going to get ready for the call. Like, so say it's a one-on-one client coaching call. They'll get ready for the call. They'll do all the pre-work. They'll come onto the call, like be super, super focused. You know, we've got 1 hour to work together. And then after they leave, like they're doing all this stuff within a couple of days. And I'm just like, oh my God, just by paying me a little bit extra than what I used to ask for. And so I realize now that me asking for what I'm worth is actually not only good for me, but so good for my clients. So thank you for that, Tegan. Awesome. I can see here, Alison. Let's see, there's a couple of comments here. It's beautiful to see comments. Thanks, guys. Most times I've given products or services for free. The person has disappeared and not used them even when they've asked for them. Absolutely, Alison. 100%. And, you know, I've been one of those people that's been given stuff and I haven't used it. And I don't even want to ask, don't want to deal with that person anymore. It's like, don't want to see them because I feel bad. And so anytime there isn't that balance and exchange that is, you know, what the universe wants us to do, to have a balanced exchange, it won't work for either party. Most time, let's say, it's totally different energy when there's an exchange. Absolutely. 100%, Alison. I've also been the giver and receiver of free products and service, and it felt in the energy desperation, not aligned. Absolutely, Tegan. That's it. And I'm totally understanding more about exchange. So those of you watching get it. Anyone watching on a replay, I'd love to hear what your experiences have been. But this just keeps... The reason I came on to do this live, even though I didn't really feel like it, to be honest, I was thinking, oh, I could just go to bed, actually. I thought, no, the universe is telling me to talk about this. Someone out there just needs to be reminded. And if that's you, consider yourself reminded to either put your prices up or start charging what you're worth, or start charging, because there's people I work with who are doing stuff for free that is a service and that they are skilled at, that they should be charging for, and people want to pay them. So just quickly, it's dropped in as well that people want to pay. So when I talk to my clients about this very thing, I say to them, now when you put the money in my bank account to pay for this one-on-one coaching call, were you excited? Were you like really happy with yourself for investing in yourself the way that you have just done? Because that's what it is. They are, when they're parting with their money, they're investing in themselves. And if we give our stuff away for free, we're depriving them of that whole experience of feeling like, yes, I'm worth it. So you can see how it just totally throws everything out if we don't charge the right amount or we give it away for free. Just so, it's been such a valuable lesson for me, and really one I'm still working on, because my relationship with money is so ridiculously effed, you wouldn't believe it. That's a whole nother story, and I'll share that with you if you're interested, about my relationship with money, where I literally lost every single cent and I went into massive debt in a relationship, just, you know, put my head in the sand. But so there's this whole, you know, once we realize, open this can of worms that is money, it can be very interesting what comes out. But I'm working on it constantly, and it's something that I'm really passionate about now, really bringing it into the open, because talking about money is something that often people aren't that comfortable about. And I think especially as women, we need to get more and more comfortable about owning our relationship with money, taking responsibility for it, and feeling totally okay with wanting more money, because, you know, it's what puts food on the tables. It's what we need to support our beautiful families. And so, yeah, I'm working on that, and I'll be definitely talking more about it. I'm just going to quickly look at my notes, because I feel like I'm a little bit all over the place. I think, I don't know, anyone who's familiar with Carly Marie's work on soul modes, I think I could be in bear tonight, which means normally I would be hibernating and not be putting myself out on a live. So I'm just not quite as bang, bang, bang as I would be. Let me just have a quick look at my notes and just see if I've covered everything I wanted to say. Pretty much I have. Oh no, there's one more. Time, money and time. So if you're a coach or someone who charges an hourly rate, it's useful to start unpacking whether you need to be thinking in terms of your hourly rate versus the value you provide. So this is something I've come to realize as well, that I might give a one-on-one coaching session which goes for an hour. Sure, it's 1 hour, but the value of that and the investment the person makes is not for 1 hour of April Max time. They're actually paying for a result. And, so if I think of the price and go, oh, can I charge that per hour? Is 1 hour of my time worth that for that person? It's not about 1 hour of my time. It's about all the things that I bring in that time frame. Yes, it's an hour, but we do stuff before, we do stuff after. There's a whole energetic thing going on, and there's all the years of experience and stuff that I can help them with and just pinpoint that they're not really going to get from anywhere else. Or, there'll be other awesome coaches out there, but they come to me. So I had to stop thinking about the 1 hour coaching session as an hour of my time. And I would encourage you, if you're in that kind of boat and it often happens where you're an employee and you get paid an hourly rate. I used to be a contractor and I used to get a certain rate per hour. So I've always thought in terms of hourly rate. And so this has totally blown open a whole new perspective for me, thinking beyond time. So I encourage you to do the same. Finally, I did just want to say that any of you who know what's been going on for me lately, that I am launching the program Diva, which is my monthly membership program. And Diva stands for Divinely Inspired Valiant Action. So this membership, which is just beyond words, is for people who are ready to take divinely inspired valiant action towards their business goals, their personal goals and their spiritual goals. And it's going to be just the most magnificent container. It's going to be a closed Facebook group where I'll be delivering heaps of trainings every month. There'll be weekly training. There'll be all sorts of stuff going on in the group. There'll be guest coaches coming in. And it's going to be a community of like-minded, beautiful goddesses, divas, if you will, who all are on the same journey and can support each other. So I'm just, one of my, what I realised in recent years is one of my superpowers is creating safe spaces for people to grow and share. And this is going to be one of the most amazing groups. I know it. I can feel it. It's come in from the universe. I've been directed to do it and it's so exciting. I've already got people joining up, which is so cool. So to join, you can go to the link at the top of my page, the Learn More link. If you're not sure, just watch my trainings on my page this month. I'll be talking a lot about it and you can see if I resonate and if the way that I do things is something you'd like to get more involved with. It's $55 for the very first month, which is a trial price, and you can leave at any time. After that, it's $111 per month. And again, there's no lock-in contracts. I say no to lock-ins because I've been locked into a year-long contract before and it was the worst thing ever. So I will never lock anyone into anything. And you can just try it out and see whether it's for you. People who want to join early, the doors are actually opening on Thursday, this coming Thursday. So the people who join early, the founding members, they're going to get a really intimate experience for the next 2 weeks. We're going to do hot seat coaching and going to really get to know each other. And then the doors will officially open on the 1st of August. So you can join early or you can wait till the 1st of August and join official launch. Otherwise, I'm just going to get an interruption here. Just hang on. Can you come back in a minute? Because I'm just on here give me 5 minutes. You have to. This is what happens when you have children and it's school holidays and they're still awake. Normally they'd be in bed by now. Hun, if you're going to come in and close the door because you're letting out the heat, and then you've got to come and say hello to the people on live. I'm just going to have a quick look at the comments here to see if there's any questions. That's all I was going to say tonight, but let me just quickly check if there's any comments. I've got a visitor in the background, my son. Want to say hello? Hi. This is Luca, for anyone watching. He's my beautiful boy. Let me just have a quick check here. Sorry. Saying hello. Yes, I only realised 2 days ago that my distance healing sessions aren't so successful because potential clients doubt their ability to receive it. They aren't doubting my ability as a practitioner. I can't see the rest of that. Sorry, Tegan. There's a beautiful comment there. I'll come back to you, Tegan. Look at your face light up when you talk about Diva. I know, it's just the thing about Diva is it's not from me, it's coming through me, and I just feel so blessed to be the person it's coming through because it's absolutely awesome. Don't like locking contracts. Yeah. So I think that's it, everyone. It's so beautiful to hang out with some of you. If you are watching replay, leave comments, say hi. And if you're free and available on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, come along. If you're scared at all of selling and you feel icky about talking about your prices out in the open, then you need to come and see my live on Wednesday, because we're going to just out it all, and we're going to feel, by the time you walk away, I want you to just feel super excited about sharing your gifts with the world the same way that I do now. I didn't always feel like this, and I would have dreaded telling you guys about the price of Diva and, even mentioning it. And now I just get to say it and feel so happy about it. And that's what I want for all of you. So that's it from me. Good night. Lots of love to you all. And I'll see you online soon. Bye.